गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Strategy is an area between the start and the end. We start something from somewhere, and when we start something, we have a goal to be reached. See? But there is a group of people who start without a goal. Who are those? They are called as morning joggers. They start running to reach nowhere. So, when we start something in our life, let it be any organization or a business, or within our business we want to launch some product or take up some new expansion areas. So, when we start from there, we have decided now let us float a company. This is the starting point. Then the goal, aims, objectives are determined, which includes exit policy also. So, taking all the points into account, and thereafter, what are the possible problems, obstacles, difficulties, and also the assets that we are going to develop on the way has to be taken into account. See, that is why these days when you apply for loans to any bank or any international monetary fund, they want a professionally prepared project report. So there are professionals who are expert in preparing the reports, taking their fees, and the reports disappear nowhere. Now during that report production, what they do is the strategy management. See? Like there is one website, there they tell you or help you how to prepare your CV. You may have very good records, but if you can't present them properly, you are gone. See? The other day I was in Singapore, and we were discussing on something about the jobs and problems and all that. So one point came out very well, and one person asked me the question about it. He said, Swamiji, I have been a very bright student, gold medalist, and IITian, everything, but I don't know. I am not able to get into this with a real dent-making presence. What is the reason? I said the reason is, in today's world, only academic achievements are not enough. They are not enough. They have to be supported by your extracurricular presentation and what much more you have done, so that you are not only intelligent in your field, but you are also street smart. See? Therefore, when we talk about the strategy, we have to take into account a balanced growth of the organization. So what are the points that a strategy manager should keep in view when he is likely to initiate any new project or new product or something, new venture? What are the points? that will form the bulk of our today's thinking. Now you are all the giants in your field, so you know it better, but I'll tell you from my interactions with the people in your field from various countries and at various levels. From that point of view, I'll just present whatever I have. Now the first thing, one example I'll give you, and with that example we'll try to develop a principle. I have a friend, and he is a totally out of the world person. His heart is functioning 20%, but he is dynamic like anything. See the difference. And he is extremely well in chemical engineering. Very, very bright. So he was working with some firm and his friend who is very good in finance. And both of them very good friends. And they have got 100% mutual trust. So all the money matters, he was telling me, Swamiji, I don't know how much money I have. He knows because he looks after that. And he doesn't know anything what I am doing. When I say we have to do this thing, we require 10 crores, he gives me. He doesn't ask a question, what for you want? And I never ask him, how much is my share, how is my profit, nothing. That kind of mutual trust between the two. So when they decided that how long we are going to continue working for somebody, why not we do something our own? So they first of all decided whether they want to do or not, and both of them came to a conclusion they want to do it. So first resigned, came back to Bombay. They are from Bombay. Then how to start? They say, look here, if we have a lot of security at our disposal, our involvement, commitment, struggle will not be 100%. We will be always leaning on the security. So the first strategy management is, let us not have the luxury of security when you want to achieve something in life. See, it's very important. The moment you work on the principle of security, we can at the most become government servants. See, if you take all the great people who have really achieved something, they had a daring to jump into the unknown darkness of the future. So what is the first strategy? Are we ready to work with zero security or not? See, on the spiritual path, people quote the example of Lord Buddha. When he was disgusted moving here and there and he couldn't get anything, so one day he sat below the tree with a commitment. Karyam va sadhayami, shariram va patayami. Either I shall attain what I want or let me perish on the way, doesn't matter. So the first strategy is that are we really convinced what we want to do or not? This is one of the biggest obstacles in the lives of most of the people, wherein they do not get involved wholeheartedly. Whatever they do with a hole in the heart. And because of this, even when they sit for meditation, they are also the same thing. Let us try. Kya hota hai? See? And this we can develop as a character in our life. Like, you must have seen or observed in your own life, many of us lack the ability to get involved 100% for the required period of length of time. See, I talk around in your lecture 60 minutes. Now, I cannot afford to be non-committal and not getting involved even for 1 second, isn't it? Then only I am able to present the thoughts. It is not obligatory for you. In between, you take a round and come back. Isn't it? And when some joke happens and then you come back, hey, kya hua? That's why there are two types of people who laugh. First, those who hear and understand, they laugh. Second, they heard from somebody, ye hua tha, ha ha ha. They are called tube lighters. So, the lack of complete involvement is one of the contributing factors in strategy management. So, my friend, they decided, we have to start our own company, but we must not have a single pie at our disposal. So what is to be done? Both of them took their wives, their children, and went to US and lived for about a month or two luxuriously and spent everything. Let us enjoy. Came back to India, Bombay. Houses were there. हाँ, अब क्या करना है? Either survive or die. See the beauty. And it is such a rare thing. I met him recently. He was going to Indonesia for some consultation, and they do the chemical plants turnkey basis. And their projects are running in billions. And so many places. And only these two of them. They are unknown in India. But at the international forum, they are most required one. If you look at them, you cannot suspect that they are a genius. Absolutely relax. See? So what is their strength? Their strength is they have decided, let us begin with a complete commitment. They started. Now the second thing. So the first thing in our strategy management is, are we convinced or not of what we are doing? About this I'll tell you my personal experience. One day, one elderly person, very elderly, maybe about 90 or so, who must have seen me when I was a child. And I don't remember, some village, some town must have seen me. And then he came to know that I have become a Babaji. Then he said, I am so surprised to see you on the TV and so happy. But I have one question for you. Yes, I will not ask before everybody. Because you are playing in my lap. I have seen you from that age. I said, I hope you are not going to complain that I have dirtied your clothes that time now. He said, no. And when he was alone with me, he said, Beta, tell me, do you have some kind of regrets in your mind that, alas, I had taken some other path, I would have done better? I said, why this question came to your mind? He said, no, I want to know. Because as I have lived for so many years, in my old age, I have many regrets. Now you are also getting old. So do you anytime feel, I wish, instead of taking this path, I would have started some organization, some institution, and then making the group of people, and the name and the fame. Don't you feel like that? I said, Papa, you have asked me a very beautiful question, but one thing I tell you. The strategy management that I have in my life is very clear. What is that? This I will tell you from another story or example. Once I went to some place near Delhi, about 3 hours drive, on the banks of Ganges, because somebody want to organize a camp there. Swami will have a camp there. I said, let me see what is that place like. I don't know why I said, but I did say. So he took me there. And that was such a forsaken place. I said, hey, who will come here? I am conducting camp for educated people, not for the buffaloes. So I won't. It was such a dilapidated condition. I said, I don't believe in this thing. My understanding is not simple living, high thinking means shabby living and stupid thinking. I don't believe in that. So we were moving. And that Swami, whosoever has constructed that ashram, he made about 12 temples on the bank in his ashram of Lord Shiva. 12 of them. And idea is, let the 12 Jyotirlingas be in one place. Even before opening the locks of all the temples, after they were constructed, then he was waiting for a muhurat, for a right time. Before that, his muhurat has come and he has gone. Now the question is, nobody was daring to open those temples. By construction of a temple, when a Mahatma can die, who will open the temple? Nobody was ready. And then slowly, Gangaji was doing her job. The temple was getting tilted, one has fallen. So when I went there, the local fellows, they said, Swamiji, you have to do something for this. I said, why should I do? You do it. No, Mahatmas do this job. I said, forget about it. I am not that Taj Mahal brand Mahatma. I don't believe in that. Why? Then I said, you tell me, what happened to Dwarka of your Krishna Kanhaiya? What happened to the Ayodhya of your Rama? See? And if today Krishna and Rama are alive, they are not in Dwarka and Ayodhya, they are in the hearts of the people. So if I have to live somewhere, it will be in the hearts of the people and not in the stones and bricks. Friends, if your understanding is clear, you get a perfect strategy to achieve your goal. See? Strategy is an understanding of approach to achieve the goal which you have chosen out of wisdom and knowledge. Then you achieve the goal. See? One example I'll tell you. Now this was this kind of example. I'll tell you another kind of example. You know, these days there is one cafe franchise coming. It has come to this place also, Ahmedabad. Like, you know, Starbucks in US. Here in India, one person has started cafe, a coffee day. And it was started by one young boy who is a son of a big politician. And I know that fellow. So he started this and he is doing very well. He has opened more than about 100 franchises throughout India. I said, hey, what is your ultimate? What you want to do? He said, Swamiji, you are the first person to ask me a pertinent, clear question. I'll tell you. I am developing a franchise, a very solid one, and then I have a tie-up with the Starbucks. I will sell him the whole business. This is the approach today in the modern business management. See? You develop, make it perfect. Instead of waiting for the returns to come after 10 years, 20 years, sell the whole thing in one go, and again you are fresh to start a new one. it requires guts. American words. It requires guts. It is not the job of those who are living on the basis of security. No. Therefore, strategy management calls for clarity of goal. Second, the clarity of approach. The third, the courage to execute what you have determined and discovered to be right. When these three things come together, we are able to negotiate through all the turmoils without giving way on the way. See? So, in the strategy management, let us take the different components. We have taken three, now the fourth one. Tell somebody, because I bluff and forget. What you have decided to be right. So once we have decided this, now we have to execute our decisions. So this strategy management we have done at the level of our conviction, at the level of intellect and commitment. Now the next step comes in execution. See, all of us live our own convictions. This is the basic rule. For example, I am fully convinced that I am a man. I have no doubt about it. Even if somebody comes and calls me that, Swamiji, I think you are a girl, I think you are a girl. Nothing can change that conviction. So, in the strategy application, our conviction should be firm to such an extent that nobody can shake us up. But if we are having doubt, like the famous story of the son and the father and the donkey. You know the story? When they were going together to sell the donkey in the market, holding the donkey in the hand and together walking, a group of people came and commented upon, how dumb, at least one person can sit on that and go, why both of them are walking? Immediately their conviction got a crack and they changed. So the son got on the donkey, the father holding and going. Another group of people came. They have got a comment. See, Kali Yuga has come. The son is sitting on the donkey and poor father is walking. Actually, it should be the other way around. Right? So, they changed the position. Third group came. They have some comment. Fourth group came. Actually, both of them can sit on the donkey. Why only one? So both of them. Another group came. Poor donkey. Actually, they can carry the donkey rather than sitting on them. That is also right. So they tied down the legs of the donkey, put a bamboo and started carrying. Another group came. Dead animals are carried, not alive. I don't know who are these fellows. See, if you keep on changing your convictions, your commitments on the winds of the world around you, you can reach nowhere in life. See, very important. And if we don't have that, like it is said in English, you can take the horse to the waters, but the horse will make water, it will not drink water. What will you do? See? Now after this is done, that we are now fully convinced. Now let us jump into it. Now jumping begins, or the start begins with proper, perfect planning. The rule is, plan your strategy and then work your plan. You may spend little more time on that, doesn't matter. But once you have planned the strategy fully, clearly, taken into account all aspects, and for that, like yesterday one person said, I really liked it, that it is always better that we seek the help of the experts and use them to achieve our goal. You know what is more important? More than working yourself, if you are able to make others work for you to achieve your goals, is the best strategy. See, you don't have to do everything in your hand, no. And who can do that? One frail frame of Mahatma Gandhi was able to motivate a huge mass of people. See? Therefore, when we plan some strategy, we should be very clear. Everything we cannot do. So we have to take the help of the people. Now here the best example, I give that for K.K. Nair. See? You ask him anything about computer, he knows nothing. But when any work is to be done, he knows which wires are to be pulled and who are to be brought together, and the work is done. That ability of employment of skills to the benefit of our project is the best strategy ever successful. We have to discover that. Now for that, what is required? What is required is our ability to discover the dormant potentiality among those people from whom we are going to take out our job. Everybody has something great. Our ability should be able to discover that area of greatness in that person, help him grow, and use him to the benefit of your project and not at the cost of his existence. What happens? Like, here example I have given you last time. That boy is not here, the other boy who does this recording. When he came here, he was just an average boy working as a daily wage. Then he saw that here is a genius. So he helped him that you go and learn electrical fittings. You learn that. So he used to work daytime here, go at night, learn all that, and for that he didn't have money. Don't worry, we'll give you money. So after he learned over a period of 1 year, naturally, he said, I won't go anywhere. I work here. Why should I go anywhere? Then he started working here, got promotion, got himself educated and more capable. Thereafter, now they have this recording all other work. So the same faculty was further explored, not exploited. Then he was again sent for some special training. There also he didn't have money. Again money was given to him to be recovered later. Nothing free. Again he has grown. Today he is one of the best asset. Now all the things which that boy has learned, Nair doesn't know anything about it. But he knows how to get the work done through anybody. Because strategy management is perfect. He is not concerned whether somebody recognizes me or not. His idea is the goal. For him, aim is his breathing. That commitment to the goal without any biasness or selfishness is the inner strength by which we are able to discover the dormant potentialities among the people who can help us, and then we can employ them to the goal that we have decided. See? It's very essential, friends. Now in the strategy management, once we have thus started recognizing the right kind of people with the right potentialities, putting them together, now next step, what is required? Next step is, there should not be a single isolated one rare event wherein the ranks who are working for us, they develop a doubt about our integrity. One of the most important things. You know, it is something like what? Somebody is extremely beautiful and very healthy. Everything is fine. But right on the head or somewhere, there is a leukoderma patch, small one. All your other plus points of beauty are cancelled by that one spot, isn't it? How important. You might have done anything for anybody, no doubt about it, you have done. But if this doubt about the integrity, the intentions is created, all that you have built, you will be responsible for its destruction. Therefore, in the strategy management, this manager who is managing the strategy for the execution of the project, he has to be extremely alert, that he has to remain as an inspiring idol for all those who are working for him. Don't take these qualities only as spiritual one. They determine the inner strength of every manager. See, and to discover and develop that strategy, execution ability, what are the things which are required by us? Two things. If we have these two things, we can do great. One, we have to have the authority. Without authority, we can achieve nothing in life. So when we are planning some project, etc., with our vision clear, we must keep our freedom intact. If for everything I have to go and ask 10 people, should I do this thing, should I do this thing, should I do this thing, by the time we decide, the patient dies. Isn't it? You have to take a decision. Decision delayed is a wrong decision. You have to decide on the spot. There are many areas where you can't wait. See? And therefore, in the strategy management, we should never compromise with the freedom with which we work. We have to take that freedom, if we have to take. If it is there, very good. So, that authority in the execution of the project. When there is no authority and yet we get into it, we suffer. Before I come to the second point, the other day somebody was asking this question. The question is that, I want to do this thing, but the boss doesn't want to do this thing, and this thing, and then. Now you decide how far is your area of authority to work. See, when I come to AMA, I am very clear. What is my area of work? My area of work is very simple. Whatever I am told, Swamiji, today you have to talk on strategy management, so I start. I have no other concern. Who are the participants who are registered? How many are there? What are the arrangements made? How much is the fees charged? How many times they have come? What is their qualification? I don't get involved in that at all, because I know it is not my area of operation. What is the net result? I am free. See? So we have to be very clear that when we function, whatever area we are functioning, clarity about the area of authority where we are allowed to work free. If we cross that boundary, we are bound to suffer and get frustrated in life. See? About this, I'll give an example. There is one couple in US, very close to me. I stay with them. A Gujarati couple. And they asked me, Swamiji, you are going to stay with us. I said, I'll definitely stay. But I don't know you. I have never seen you anywhere. How can you just call me without knowing who am I? Swamiji, we know you very well. We have been listening your cassettes, CDs and all that. Therefore, we don't think you are unknown to us. We may be unknown to you, but you are not. I said, what is that? Then she told, Swamiji, before I heard you, we always used to have fight between us. Husband and wife, being Gujarati, non-stop kabaddi was going on. That was the only thing. Constant fight. Then I heard you, we heard. And then I came to a very clear conclusion that my husband has got a better understanding about doing the things than me. But I was not ready to accept the fact. And therefore, suppose he suggests that let us go and take that washing machine, we have to change. It has got this, no, I want that machine. And then it is to become a prestige issue. And then, when I heard your cassettes and talks, I realized, really, am I having any knowledge about that machine? I don't have any knowledge. Now he has done research, he has worked on that, and then he came to this conclusion. Why make prestige issue out of the area where I don't understand anything? The day it clicked, from that day onwards, Swamiji, I am so relaxed. You know what is now? Now, anything has to be done. I don't worry. We have to go for a vacation. Yes, we have to go for a vacation. Where he knows better. So what do? I enjoy. He struggles to find out which are the hotels, which are the motels, and which are the places of visit, how much money is required, whether we have to hire a car, which company car we should hire, or we should take our car. I don't bother about anything. I enjoy my life. As a result, both of us are now really happily living together. Now see how important it is. So let us learn this principle, that we have to be clear about the area of our authority. So if we are working in this strategy management as a component of the total scheme, do your job to the best of your loyalty and determination. Submit it and relax. We don't have to make prestige out of it. I have done so much, but now it is totally rejected. What is the use? The use is you have passed your time creatively, is it not? That's it. I have come across many sincere workers. They don't understand this principle. It is something like this. There was a big palace. In front of that, there was a huge statue of, let us say, a lion. And one person was coming from this side, other was coming from the opposite side. And both of them were looking at it. And this side person said, "Oh, what a beautiful red lion I have ever seen." The other person, he said, "Oh, what a beautiful yellow lion I have ever seen." Now the fight began. Do you think I am fool or what? I don't understand what is red and what is yellow. It is clearly yellow, you are telling red, the other fellow says. It is clearly red, you are telling yellow, and started fighting. And in that fight, they exchanged their position and fell down and got up. And they discovered from that angle it was looking yellow, from that angle it was looking red. The top person in any organization has all the possible views. But when we are working in one particular department, at one particular component of the total scheme, we cannot have a complete view. See? So what is required? You do your job sincerely. And what is your benefit? Whether your job is accepted or not, your benefit is you have learned. See? That process of learning will continue. And in this manner, the authority and the area of operation is a very vital factor in strategy management. Now what is the second factor? The second factor is the quality and quantity of dispassion. Dispassion means lack of selfishness. If anybody is working with the stink of selfishness, people will take benefit of that person. They will not work for that person. Basic difference. See? In one of the sales peoples, what do you call them? Sales representatives. There was one conference of one company, medical company. They have all gathered. I was there addressing their conference. And they said, "Swamiji, please give us some guidance and all that." So I said, "You tell me what are the things that you are doing." And then as usual, we give them incentives, we give them bonus, we give them this thing, that thing and all that thing. And yet, we are not able to achieve our targets. That's why we have called you. So you please help us. So then I was talking to them, and one important point which was brought out was, are they working for money or they are working for you? See the difference. If they are working for money, if they get better money somewhere, they'll go away. What most of the people think, that you can buy by the power of money anybody. Anybody who can be bought by money can also be lost because of money. So what is the strategy in your management now? You have to develop a team who are committed with loyalty and integrity. And this can happen when the people who are working for us, they respect us, that here is a person with some great qualities. And what is the greatest quality which every human being appreciates? You know, that is dispassion. See, if a person donates lots of money, we call him rich and dharmatma. And if a person has given up everything in this world and moves without anything, we call him Maharaj. The earlier is called as Raja, he is called as Maharaja. See, we all have this in our inherent understanding that dispassion is superior than donation. When you give donation, when you give money as incentive, you are evaluating that money person on the count of wealth. But when that person looks at you as an embodiment of dispassion, working selflessly, you get inspired. Therefore, these two qualities are essential if we want to have the fruitful strategy in execution of our ideas, projects. Number one, authority and freedom. Number two, dispassion and commitment. We have all the dispassion, but zero authority. Therefore, Babajis can do nothing. See? And our politicians, or the government officials, or all the big people, they have got all the authority, but no dispassion. See the difference? So what they do? They use the authority for selfishness. We have got all the dispassion, no authority. Therefore, we are dispassionate even to authority. As a result, you cannot be a creative force. Therefore, what is the strategy management? Strategy management is a scheme of understanding, planning, execution in such a manner that the whole apparatus becomes a dynamic force in a creative manner, wherein every component of the whole scheme is healthy, participating, mutually having sufficient trust and working dispassionately. Then alone our strategy will be successful. And therefore, friends, in strategy management, this is the area between the beginning and the end. So, how do we start? We start first with the clarity of goal. What we have to do. देखेंगे क्या करना है, सोचेंगे यार अभी पान खा लो, and cannot achieve anything. So clarity of goal. Second, when you begin, are you beginning on the foundation of security, or you are beginning on the foundation of inspiration and taking challenges, may what come? See? And what is to be discovered from every person working for us? What are the positive points? It is easier to condemn somebody and remove. But the greatness is to discover something great. Therefore, the strategy should be to hold the people together and not money. Normally, in your management field, people think always in terms of money, money, money. That is not the management with a difference. Don't forget the basic title we are talking about, management with a difference. You know, there was an interview about these BPOs in Bangalore. They work, all those young boys and girls work very hard, odd times, Monday through Friday, and then TGIF has also entered India. You know TGIF? Thank God it's Friday. So, Friday. And this is how their life pattern changes. This is not management with a difference. And when I was seeing that documentary, it is such a shocking and disgusting for our culture to see that they are earning, no doubt, lot of money, working very hard. But does it mean freedom means living like the Western freedom of remaining orphans throughout life? See? The other day I was in UK. We were having a camp, a 5 days camp. So after the morning meditation class, I used to go for a walk, about 10-15 minutes, so that legs are relaxed. And there are some ladies used to come with the dogs and snobbish. Britishers are snobbish. So Britishers, Germans, they are. So when I smile, hello, how are you? Go. I said, you are challenging me that you will not talk to me, I will show you. I was coming back and that girl or lady was with her dog. I started talking to the dog. Honey, how are you? You are so cute, you are so sweet. Immediately she was bloomed. Yes, it's a thoroughbred. He has got this pedigree, that pedigree. We understand the importance of pedigree for the dogs and the horses, not for the human beings. See? And this is what is called as the most modern management culture. Friends, if we really mean management with a difference, we cannot be blind to this cultural beauty that our country has given to the whole world. You just cannot compromise. So this element we as the managers, strategy managers, have to bring into. And if this is brought in, you will see we will be prosperous and not perverted. Prosperity without the spiritual foundation leads to perversion. Therefore, what is the strategy now? Let us not be sold out for the material gains at the cost of our soul. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. I'll give you few topics. Please note them down. And then after that I'll call any one of you randomly and you have to give your thoughts on that topic for maybe 2 minutes. Okay? Topics. Why should I give topics? I'll call and give you topic here, that's better. I'll call any one of you and I request all of you must cooperate and participate.
Swamiji has selected the topics, as I am also a government officer. So as a government officer, to regularize the regulatory functions in the various fields was very difficult. But nowadays, as the globalizations and the transparent dealing in the government offices, it is becoming more easy for regulatory of the functions.
Swamiji has given me the topic of cow, which is uh, uh, the animal which is worshipped in India, basically. So, and recently there was a movement, like the cows were all roaming on the road, and the municipal corporation was supposed to remove them from the road, but people were not interested because they are worshipped and they can't be, they can't be removed from the roads. They said they have the right of way. But it was a tough tussle between the government and the people, the conscious people. They didn't want any accidents or anything happening on the road. So, so there were many suggestions, and many people used to write letters and notices to the corporation saying that the cows should not be allowed to roam on the roads, but they should be segregated and there should be a place where they can be kept so that they are safe. And for the cooperative movement that it started in Gujarat. So, what else can I say about the cow? The cow, Ma, like they respect it, and it's a respected animal in our country, and uski puja bhi ki jati hai. I mean, many people do puja of the cow. So Gau Mata, as she is known, is a respected animal of our country. Like,
Hari Om. Sorry, I don't know your name, so I'm pointing out in this manner. Don't misunderstand.
It's always a difficult subject for me. I know only arithmetic. Geometry and algebra are never understood by me during my school days. And it has not been useful to me even later on in my professional life. Physics, in aeronautics, and so on. But still, it's a myth for me.
So I want you to be here for 2 solid minutes. Hari Om.
Sorry, thank you.
Thank God. Isn't it? Okay. You come.
It's a main role of woman, I think, because women have lots of different role in her life. Mother, as a mother, then wife, and in-laws, and etc. But wife is a challenging role because he has to tackle husbands. That is really a
Manage husbands.
Yeah, and wife has to explain, not explain, but wife has to show that her husband. Wife has to show that she loves her husband. First thing, that is very important. Second thing, she has to play a role, or she has to behave in such a way that she is the center of her house, and she is a really important person in the all decision in the life of both husband and wife.
When we start from our chair, we do not know which topic Swamiji will say us to speak on. So, right from our position on the chair, we are under tension that if we are given a subject which we do not know anything about, others will laugh at us and we will not be able to give justice to our role. So, as such, it is a difficult task, but the main guts which are required to pass through this type of test would be spontaneousness. If you are spontaneous, then the moment you are given a subject, you start thinking on it, and the moment you get a thought from your mind, you just express it, and thereafter, after speaking few sentences, you feel that now the chain has automatically started and without efforts you go on speaking, and after becoming comfortable on the stage, you feel that now the thoughts are coming on their own and you talk freely. But the main thing is that we are more concerned about what others will think when we speak. When what others think about you, you have to give certificate to yourself, and therefore instead of concentrating on the thinking of others, if you concentrate on your own thinking, you will get the best thoughts and you will be able to perform excellently.
Started by Swamiji is being practiced in selection of army also, with a little variation. When you go for interview for army, they give you a topic 3 minutes before time. Here, the time is not given. The topic is given 3 minutes before time, and then you speak after 3 minutes. So, probably, now 2 minutes is such a very less time, but I think the speaker, if they have devoted 30 seconds for thinking over the topic and spoken for 1.5 minutes, their presentation would have been better. The strategy, you decide your strategy, I want to speak, spend 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds on your subjects and then start speaking. That is my suggestion.
In the strategic management, through this exercise or examples, we have to learn is, if we can utilize 2 minutes effectively, creatively, perfectly, then alone we can utilize our whole life purposefully, meaningfully. There was a father, he had 2 sons, and he wanted to give the whole thing before he dies. So he wanted to see who is that between the 2 whom I can give everything. So he thought, let me examine them. And he gave them 1 rupee each and said, come on, go to the market, come back, buy whatever you like. But I want you to fill in this room within that 1 rupee, whatever you purchase. So both of them went, and the younger child, boy, he came back with a cartload of grass which was virtually freely available, and spread over the whole room so that it will be filled in. So he got it and kept it. Then he said, shall I put it inside? The father said, no, wait a minute, let your brother come. Then afterwards the elder brother came, and he didn't have a big cart and lot of grass or anything. He just came. So the younger brother thought, I won because I got something, now I can fill in. So the father asked, what did you bring? He said, I got 1 matchbox. Then what will you do? He said, I will wait for the night to come. So okay, night came. So it was all darkness. So he just burned 1 stick, and the whole room was filled. Now from these examples we can very clearly understand, filling in does not mean necessarily a gross thing in life. See, strategy necessarily does not mean immediate gains. It need not mean in terms of profit in a particular branch. See, L&T has got many branches. They have entered in the cement, they have entered in their various kinds of constructions, they have entered in the original manufactures of huge machinery, they have entered also in finance. Now they have got varieties of engagements. Now their idea of their company shares is based on the totality. So in one, if they are losing little bit, but if that is bringing a goodwill to the whole company as a whole, that loss is a profit. See, understand my point? So when we are planning the strategy, are we thinking in terms of only gross profits and grossness, or we are thinking in terms of the long term gain in whatever planning you have? In the same manner, when we are giving any topic, whatever topic it is, what is required is, first we have to be totally unbiased. Now take example, the first person who spoke about government. The topic was government. But what came out at, I am a government servant. See the difference? Second, the topic was cow. Isn't it? So instead of talking on cow, how cow is a problem, that came a topic. That came the discussion. Please catch my point, okay? So when we are planning anything in our strategy, are we focusing attention on the goal that we have planned or not, or we are going into the offshoots? See? That is why when we are planning anything strategically, there should not be any ambiguity about the topic, about the definitions. And when this is to be done, requirement is biasness must not be the load on our mind. Now, third point. Whenever we take up any job, like here you have to talk for 2 minutes. Like, you know, the old ambassador cars, some people have a starting trouble. And again, like the old ambassador cars, once they start, they don't stop. Isn't it? And in one case, it will be, when you come with a view to impress on others. And therefore, you start with a bang and end with a bend. See, there has to be a tranquility, quietness, clarity. Then your thinking will not be biased. In strategy planning, biasness is one of the biggest obstacles. See, one of my friend asked me in US, he said, Swamiji, I am running this business here. Can you suggest me why I am having so many problems? I said, I will tell you, but you will not like that also, I tell you. He said, what is that? I said, you are getting your relations into your business. When you are doing business, do business. Don't do charity. See, very important. If you want to help your relations and all that, give them few dollars. Get them job somewhere else. Let somebody else suffer, you don't suffer. A friend of mine, he had mother, father, both of them very old. Father is about 90 and mother is about 80. Now, this is for last 10-15 years I am telling you. The mother was having Parkinson and a big problem, because getting servants is impossible. Both of them working. And that his wife, really a gem of a person, serving her mother-in-law unparalleled. But how many days you want her to serve her, father-in-law, mother-in-law? she will break one day. So when the problems were getting so bad, one day it so happened, she got up from the dining table, the old lady, because of the Parkinson. She could not control and she fell on the wall and came in the other room. You know, in America, the rooms and walls are so strong that if you give a bounce, your hand comes the other side. They are not like our Indian, walls. So she came and she came halfway that room, halfway this room, very pathetic. And then he told me, Swamiji, this has happened and again. So I was keeping quiet. He said, you are not telling me, Swamiji, anything. I said, I'll tell you not to discuss. I don't believe in discussion. If you want, you try and see the result. What is that? I said, you get her admitted in the nursing home and let her live happily. But Swamiji, I am the son and in the old age, I said, you are discussing with me, okay? I told you, don't discuss. I don't want to discuss. Do whatever you like. Okay, Swamiji, if you say, we'll do that. I said, you don't oblige me, do it cheerfully and happily. Then they did it. Now when they admitted her in the nursing home, there all the facilities are up to date and she is having the Medicare because she is a citizen. So there is no financial burden. And as a result, that old lady doesn't have a load of guilt and frustration that she is troubling everybody. And as a result, that lady slowly started changing her face, her attitude, and started remaining happy. Now see here, what is the strategy we have planned? We have to be practical in life. Emotions are ornaments on our personality. Emotionalism is a scar on our beauty. To love our elders in this particular situation is a good, holy emotion. But because of that, making that old lady suffer, you suffer, your wife suffers, and the whole house is like a nursing home, 24 hours. I said, this is not the right way of doing the things. Now you go every day, spend 1 hour and quality 1 hour with your mother. Rather than disgusted 24 hours a day, it is better you spend 1 quality hour with her. See? So what is required in the strategy management? We have to be realistic in our approach. And the realistic approach will come when we are not biased about anything. Many times our strategy fails because we become biased. And what is the biasness? Be very attentive. From our past experiences, instead of learning, we are influenced. See? When you learn from your experience, you grow wise. But when you are influenced by your past experiences, you get obsessed. See? That obsession is one of the biggest hurdle in planning proper strategy. So if we keep ourselves open-minded, no biasness is influencing our thinking. About the goal there is a clarity. About the means there are no doubts. How we are going to utilize the whole situation is clearly planned in your mind. Now we have to execute, and at the time of execution, these points of biasness, relations, etc. should not spoil the whole game that we have planned. And for that, what is required is this quality. We have to remain cool, undisturbed, and ready. 3 things. That is why when I told you I will give you some topic, immediately the adrenaline started. And naturally what we expect, It is a management conference, strategy management. So we are ready now to bounce on those big topics. And here we come, cow. Hare Rama. Cow has got 4 legs and a tail and 2 horns and she eats grass and gives milk. See, as if we are caught on the wrong footings, isn't it? Therefore, in strategy management, we have to keep our mind always alert, quiet and vigilant. When this thing is achieved consciously, then our strategy planning will be effective. With this, I have completed from my side. Still we have got about 6 minutes. So if you have anything to ask from me, if I know the reply, I'll give. If I don't know, I'll bluff. Good. Say. Say next.
Dispassion.
Dispassion. Hard work. Authority.
0% security. You have to be ready for
Okay, good. 0 level security. Very good. Courage and commitment. You said already.
You should not be biased when you are going for the
Good. Unbiasedness.
Waiting for any result. So it is just no security.
Okay.
Freedom of imposing your authority and limitation of authority.
Good. Complete involvement. What is that? Integrity. Guts.
Respect. That you should be respected for what you are rather than.
Rather. Next one.
The right approach, plan your strategy.
Right approach for applying strategy. Last one. We have to be an inspiring adult. Good. Be cool and
Undisturbed and ready.
cool and undisturbed. Very good. Next. Keep yourself open-minded. Tell you, you all have participated sincerely and wholeheartedly, and therefore I congratulate you and thank myself. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.